My name is Brian Guatomio, an aspiring member of parliament in Nuaya Easter constituency, as well as the Democratic Front coordinator in Nuaya district. As you all know, as the Democratic Front party, we recently held our first national delegates conference, which happened at Laston's Garden in Masaka. And I've come here in dissatisfaction of the process which was used in instituting the National Executive Committee of the party. I, for one, I was one of the people who intended, and even as of now still intend to be part of the National Executive Committee. I expressed my interest among the delegates who were there because I wanted to contest as the vice chairperson of Northern Uganda. However, this is what happened. According to the constitution of the Democratic Front, the National Executive Committee are supposed to be elected at the National Delegates Conference. However, to our very big surprise, during the time when we expected that this election would happen, what happened is that we only got information that there's been the formation of an election harmonization committee. The elements or the members of that election harmonization committee is not known to us. And it was this election harmonization committee which sat down and then they came up with a list of all the executives and all the positions which are now even occupied. So my major concern is that the constitutional process which is supposed to be followed in instituting the National Executive Committee of the party has not been followed. And to make the matters worse, on the 1st of July, I was at the party secretariat where I delivered a petition to the party executives. I went on the 1st of July and I met Honorable Henry Luboa, and he refused to sign the petition to receive it because he said that the letter is addressed to the Secretary General of the Democratic Front and he's not the one, he's just the Secretary for Mobilization. And then on 2nd of July, I was able to visit the party secretariat where I had the opportunity now of meeting the Secretary General. And having met him, he still refused to accept this petition. As part of this petition, our grievances are, first of all, the DO electoral process, which is within the Constitution, has not been followed in instituting the National Executive Committee. Secondly, that election harmonization committee, which sat down, we don't know who gave the mandate to that election harmonization committee, because as per the Democratic Front Constitution, it is not written anywhere. And then, also as I delivered this petition to them, I got threatened by the Secretary General, who told me that unless I behave myself, then I'll understand something else, even after refusing to accept this petition. Today, as we all know, they are now doing what we call the swearing-in ceremony. But the nation would have asked themselves, why did this swearing-in ceremony come so abrupt? The reason is that it is because of this petition. Also, on that very same day of the delegates conference, I was able to confront or come into contact with some of the party executives or some of the key figures that we know within the party. And one of the people I was able to meet was Dr. Bed Bwanika. And I asked him on why even when the election harmonization committee, even with this unconstitutionalism, was not able to bring forth some of the key positions in Northern Uganda under the party. Some of these positions that we are still missing under the party, we are missing the deputy president, we are missing the vice chairperson. So he told me that there was need to sit down and harmonize on this. And that Honorable Jolly Lake of Gulu, whom many of you already know, was supposed to lead the delegations to go there. And I was supposed to sit, because I also led the delegation from Nuaya district and was part of the delegates conference. So he told me that we are supposed to sit with the team that Honorable Jolie is going to lead to the delegates conference. To my biggest surprise, the team never showed up. Even when some of the members, some of the key people from within the Democratic Front claim that they'd already sent the money for the transportation of this team to Honorable Jolie. The reason for which she never showed up at the National Delegates Conference, I really don't know. But one thing that we really know is that she's having a party where she's belonging to right now. So the issues of reserving the position for someone who is actually even not so much interested in the party is a big question. Also, from an internal source, which I really trust so much, it was made known to my attention that these positions had not been given out because they're being reserved for certain people. One of the people for whom these positions are being reserved is Honorable Jolie Lakay herself, where she's going to occupy the position of the Vice Chairperson, Northern Region. That position which had expressed my interest on. And it was also made known to me that the position of Deputy President is also being reserved for someone. What they told me is that there is a person who was intending to aspire against Honorable Akena of UPC, but the person is no longer going to aspire and is going to cross into the Democratic Front. And when that person crosses, they are going to give out that position of Deputy President, Northern Region, to that person. So these are the grievances that I have. They have forced themselves to have a swearing-in ceremony on a very short notice because they are aware that there is an issue to answer. So my prayer and what I would wish to tell Honorable Matthias Mpugga, what I would wish to tell the Secretary General Mabike is that things have to really be done in the right way. This is a new political party, and the manners in which things have been done were not proper. One of the things which have been entailed within this my petition is that there has not even been regional representation in the manner in which the key positions within the party have been occupied. Over 90% of the executives which got appointed came from the same sub-region of Buganda. And now we are looking at this as a national party. So the big question that we are having is how far shall the party go if this is the manner in which things are done? That even when we have members within the system, even when we have committed members of the party who have participated on a lot of activities, positions are still being reserved for people who are not interested in the party in the very first place. Because the big question we ask ourselves right now is that if Honorable Jolie really had love for the party, why then didn't she show up at the National Delegates Conference? What we know is that this is just a political game that she is trying to play. We all know she has recently been converted to the NRM. She's a new convert into the NRM. And I think those are some of the reasons as to why she was not able to show up at the Delegates Conference. So what I'll tell Honorable Matthias Mpugga is that you're a great man, but you are being misled. You are being misled, and with such an approach that you're using, the party is not going to move far.